Hey, what's up everybody? TooTallToby here, and in today's SolidWorks power move, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the power trim command and some of the kind of subtle nuances that exist within this command that a lot of users don't know about. So if you want to follow along with, you can pause the video, you can draw up a sketch kind of similar to what I've got here. I'm just sketching on the front plane. Otherwise, if you just watch, I'm sure I'll give you some good nuggets of wisdom that you can use the next time you jump into SolidWorks. So here you can see I'm going to launch the trim entities command. Now for me, I usually launch this from the S key menu. So I press the letter S on my keyboard, bring up this menu, and we launch the trim command. And then you've got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different techniques you can use for trimming. And I'm going to use the first one here, power trim. And both of these check marks down here at the bottom are not checked on at the moment. So with the power trim command, the way this function works is when you left click and drag, you create this little gray trail behind you. And then anything that you drag through becomes trimmed. I think most people know about the basic functionality of power trim, but just in case you weren't aware, that is how the power trim command works. It's pretty cool. I'm going to hit escape here and I'm going to press Control Z to undo. Now, the first nuance that you can learn about here is that when you're doing this power trim command, anytime you trim through something, you get this kind of red box that shows up right behind where you trim through. So here you see if I continue left mouse button and dragging, I trim through this one, I get this little red box that shows up. And that's actually a point that you can reverse course and untrim just that entity. And the reason this is so powerful is because sometimes you'll get in here and you'll start trimming. So here I am power trimming, and you'll accidentally go a little too far. Well, what I used to think was that after you do that, you hit escape and then you press Control Z and you have to kind of start all over again. But the thing is, if you do accidentally go too far, you can just kind of reverse course before you let go of the left mouse button, and boom, you're good to go. Another thing that's kind of nice about the trim command is that the trim command doubles as an extend command. So for an entity like this, it's not really that big a deal because you could just grab the endpoint and drag it. But for an entity that's already got a relationship, like this entity here is currently locked to this line. Okay, this entity here is currently locked to that line with a coincident relationship. You can break that relationship on the fly. I'm in the power trim command. I left mouse button and drag, and you can actually break that relationship on the fly. Now, where this is really useful is when you have a model and you're trying to create some type of an overhang or an extension. You might begin a new sketch here on this face. So begin a new sketch, convert entities. So now everything is converted and basically tracing over that face. And then what we could do is we could create an additional line here like so, kind of coming at an angle. Now we could go into the trim entities command. We could left click and drag. You can actually drag right up to this entity, left click and drag. And you see I'm able to quickly break that relationship to the original line. Now I can trim through this line, trim through this line, trim through this line, and I'm ready to jump into an extrude command to create that kind of overhang. So I think that's definitely one to look out for. I know it might seem like it's not really that big a deal. Like, so what? You could just take this endpoint and drag it, but that's not really where you get the power move from this thing. It's really from being able to break apart this coincident relationship right within the trim command. You can trim here and actually override an existing relationship by doing an extend. I think that's pretty cool. Another little subtle thing you can do, this doesn't really come up too often, but I do often get comments people like me to share that this is a function. You can left mouse button and drag while holding shift, and that will let you do kind of like a batch extend. So here's the way that this looks. I go into trim entities, I hold shift, and then I left click and drag, and you see these get extended kind of to nearest, left click and drag while I'm holding shift. This one, like I said, it doesn't really come up too much, but it is kind of cool to know about. The one that definitely comes up the most for me, aside from the using trim to extend, is this one down here. Keep trimmed geometry, or keep trimmed entities as construction geometry. And the reason this one is so valuable is because when you go to trim now, you leave the original underlying geometry behind. And so that means you're able to easily maintain relationships between the different entities. You don't end up breaking those relationships. And that can be really powerful, especially when you've already fully defined something. So let's say, for example, in this model here, I begin a new sketch on this top surface, and then I sketch a rectangle, and the rectangle has the dimensions of 15 by 40. And then I decide that I don't want to use that entire rectangle. I just want to create kind of an angled notch here and maybe make like a cutout with that angled notch. Well, normally if I went into the trim entities command, and you'll notice down here that keep trimmed entities as construction is not checked on, normally what would happen is I would go through here and I would trim this off, and then I would lose those dimensions. But if I Control Z here, if I undo, and then I go trim entities, and then I say keep trimmed entities as construction, now I can go through here and I can trim these off, but I don't end up losing those dimensions, don't end up losing those relationships, and that can be a huge time saver in SolidWorks. It means you don't have to go back through and recreate all that information within your sketch. So those are some of my favorite little kind of nuanced, kind of hidden gems in the world of trim entities. But let me know down below in the comments if you can think of any more that you like or that you would like to share, and I'll see if I can work them into a future video. And as always, if you learned something from this video, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe, and if you like my style of teaching, be sure to visit us at TooTallToby.com/training. We've got a lot of great SolidWorks training courses to help you go from zero to hero. And I will look forward to seeing all of you in the next TooTallToby Power Moves.